fixed. Yes, finally it connected. It was just really, really, really weird. I do apologize. It kept telling me that if I didn't restart, that my stream was going to end, and then it would end. And I restarted, and it would restart, and it would do the same thing. I don't know. Yay, we have sound. I'm so sorry, guys. So sorry. I don't know what caused it. I even maybe that's what it is. I rebooted my computer today. Maybe it didn't like it. At least we've got it going. Yay. If somebody could get the link and post that on the announcements in the groups, I would greatly appreciate it, because it is going to be a new link. If you are a Ko-fi supporter, a Patreon supporter, the tutorial link on Crafting with April beside the file is not going to be good. I will have to fix that as well. So you guys bear with me. The old link doesn't work, and the ladies are going to post a new link for you guys. Okay? Thank you to all my Ko-fi supporters, Patreons, and my YouTube memberships, and especially my moderators. You guys are awesome. Thank you very, very, very much. So tonight we are going to be talking about manipulating design space images and some of the things that you can do with them. Thankfully, this is going to be a pretty short tutorial, because a lot of you may probably already know how to do a lot of this, and I'm just going to give you some tips and tricks on things that you can do that you may not have thought about. Okay? You might have known you could do them, but you may not have thought about them. Okay? And then we're going to put together a couple of little punny Valentine cards. All right? And yes, please hit that thumbs up. I deleted the other videos forever so that they wouldn't come back, and this would be the only one. There may be one more straggler I will get later. Just really weird stuff. We have gremlins. I think we have some internet gremlins this week. All sorts of weird things have been happening. Refresh, Joyce. If you can hear me but you can't see me, refresh. Right now I've just got the splash screen up. I'm about to go to the calendar, and you guys will be seeing that. So let's see if you see the calendar, Joyce, and then you'll know. If you don't see that, then you would need to. Thank you, Marianne. If you don't see the calendar now, guys, you'll need to refresh. So we are not going live. I am not going to be releasing a file on Wednesday. I might release a file, guys. I may release a file here on Wednesday if I can get to it. Tons of new things are happening, and I'm a little bit backed up from having to redo all of the Design Space videos. I got them done pretty quickly, and we're getting a lot of positive feedback on those. But it did put me behind in my designing, big time. I will be putting a file out on Friday. We are not going to do an SCAL lesson here this week. Remember, that's usually what we would do right here. But I am going to push it to this Friday, simply because I need to get a lot of things caught up. And in February, we'll be back on schedule. Because I am, for all of my mobile users, going to be doing some Design Space mobile tutorials and for Design Space. And I have been asked to do a YouTube tutorial on the Joy app. So I'm going to be working on those over the next couple of weeks. But you will get a file on Friday. We will be live on Monday the 25th. And then I will put out a file on Wednesday. And then Friday the 29th we will be on Sure Cuts a Lot. And February we're going to be on a normal schedule again. Hi, Shirley. Yay, Joyce, you've got it. So those are the upcoming things for the next couple of weeks, guys. I appreciate you bearing with me while I redo all of these videos. I'm also going to be doing, for those of you who are interested in sublimation, we have the Blooming Ink sublimation group. So come on over and join that. I am going to be doing some videos. Guys, you do not need a cutting machine to do sublimation. You can use your cutting machine, but you don't have to have a cutting machine for sublimation. You do have to have sublimation printers and presses. You can use your Easy Press. So there are things that you can use, but come on over, join us. We're all going to learn that together. And what else? I had other things down here. Oh, I have redone the site. Most of you know that. We've redone the videos. Let's just go over and take a peek at that. If it wants to show me my monitor. Let's see. There we go. It didn't want to show. It wanted to go to a black screen. There, but we have it now. So let's pull up a new window here, and I'm going to go over. I'm going to actually go over to YouTube, guys, so you guys can see all of the crazy stuff that I have. Yeah, here are some of the, if you go on playlist, the playlist here, we have some new Design Space tutorials. So those are going to be all listed down here for you. There are 17 videos in all that I redid, and they are all in that playlist. So if you go to your playlist on craftingwithapril.co, you will see those. Okay, so tons of new videos, and it has all of the new line types, the new canvas, the old canvas. We have everything is jam-packed in there. So there may be some tips and tricks that you don't know about yet. And now let's take a look at our card. Now in the file that you guys have, all of this is laid out for you already, but I just want to go over and talk about some of the things I did. I have resaved this so don't mess up. Now these are just some little cute Valentine's cards. They're 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and that's so that you can print them out, make them up real quick and easy. I did 4. I made 4 of them so I could have 2 to show you guys made up, and then make 2 on the live. And it took me 5 print and cut sheets of 8 1/2 by 11, and it took not even a half sheet of my purple and a half sheet of my pink, and then 1 sheet of white for the Dudosaurus card. Okay. So not bad. I got out of, let's just call it 7 sheets of paper, I got 4 cards. But there's a lot of print and cut on there, and those were not 12 by 12 sheets. So it wasn't really bad. It was meant to be quick and easy. But you can see that, like for this one, here is what I started with. Okay? Here's the donut that I started with. This is what I ended up with. Let me ungroup that. That's my problem. It won't let me. And it is a large file because of all the print and cut, guys, and the writing. So, but I didn't have any problem with it loading for me. So you should be fine. That's what I started with. Here's my little piece of pizza. Here are my bubbles. And then I use Cricut Fonts. I haven't got my waffle yet. So my waffle, I'm just going to click in here. In case you guys didn't know this, you can come down here. You can look. You can click on your image that you used. You can grab it and you can insert it. You can also copy and paste if you're on the new canvas. I apologize, I forgot to silence my phone. So these are the images that I started with. I didn't do anything to the waffle. I did absolutely nothing to him except size him down. That was all I did, okay? Just straight out of Access, no manipulation other than making him smaller. Nothing at all. My donut, you can see I changed the colors. If I started with the print and cut, I can't do that. But if you don't start with the print and cut and you start with the layered image, you can. So what I did is I sized this the way that I wanted it for my card, and I sliced my circles out of my card front before I did anything so that I would know what size I wanted it to be. And then I didn't touch it from there. So once I sized it, I ungrouped it, and I came over to my layers panel and I started changing my colors. And I picked my colors and I redid all of those. So once you have all your colors done, the next thing you can do is you can see that I don't have a grid showing behind this because I needed it to be a solid image because I was going to put it on a wobbly. So what I used was my contour tool, and I took that base back there and I contoured it and took out that circle so that it would give me one solid base back there, okay? The next thing that I did is I took this piece and I duplicated it and I did a contour, and I contoured out everything on this, okay? And the reason I did that is because I wanted some legs for the front panel here. Because this was going to be behind the card after I put it all together, I selected it all and I flattened it out and made my image. Okay, I lined it all up and selected it and flattened it. You guys have plenty of print and cut tutorials I've shown you before, and so you know what that flatten tool does. But to get the legs, I had to have it the size that I needed it, and then I took a circle, I got a shape, and I came in and I sliced off his little arms and legs. I know that's really mean, but I did. And he's still super cute. I think he's a super cute little donut. Oops, I got off on that one there. Let's see. You want to make sure that your circle covers that and slice it. I'm just going to slice it again and get rid of that. My arms and legs may not be like they're supposed to be. Let me get that out. So I'm going to take those two and I am going to... Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to leave it. So then I have my arms and legs. Well, I already had them on that, so I had everything sized. If it's sized properly, you're just going to come in here and you're going to flatten it around your circle of your white panel. Okay, so that is manipulating that image to give me what I want for this print and cut on the front. And you're going to see how we use that later. I'm just going to delete some of these so that it doesn't bog us down. But you notice my little pizza piece doesn't have any arms and legs, and that's the piece I wanted to use because he had the smiley face and everything else on it. So I duplicated those legs that I used, and I used them again. So now I'm using that image with another image to manipulate that second image. I'm contouring, and I'm going to remove, well, not all of them. I still need a hand. There we go. The left leg and arm, and now we're going to do the ones on the right. So let's grab that one. Am I grabbing the right one? Yes, I am. And that one. There we go. So now I have arms and legs that I can rotate and toss over here on this pizza. And you can put them on there any way that you want. I'm just going to make sure that my pizza is to the front. Now I'm going to select all and, well, actually, I'm going to duplicate that just to show. I'm going to select all, and I'm going to watch this layers panel and watch all of these pieces. Now it becomes one single layer right here. I don't have to have a shadow layer. I don't have to have anything back there because I flattened all of this together. I flattened it together. It is one flat image. So now he is ready, and now I can use him, size him up, and flatten him down on my card and cut just the card. And it will not cut out anything but the square of the card. Did the same thing with my waffle guy. So you can take pieces from one image and add it to another image to create a totally different image. Because you can see my little pizza dude over here, he's got arms and legs on him, and he didn't start out with any arms and legs. Okay, so lots of fun on those. Here are my bubbles, my speech bubbles. All I did was change my colors over on my color at line type. I picked the colors that I wanted and I flattened them. And after I flattened them, then I added my text. And I flattened my text to it. You can flatten your text to it. Once you put it in there, it will flatten and it will just cut the bubble, or it will, if you're flattening it to the card, you can flatten it there and it will bring it in. I wanted one that was elongated and I couldn't find one in there, so I unlocked it and I skewed this, guys. That's all I did. Plain and simple, nothing else but skewing it. So I manipulated it into looking like a totally different image from the others. I did, I believe, flip this one. I did also flip it so that it would go the other way. But you can totally manipulate that into whatever you want it to be. You can manipulate it several ways. If you wanted it to go the other way, you could do it that. Okay? So lots of ways of manipulating and getting more uses. I didn't change this piece at all. My waffle and this speech bubble just stayed the same. Okay? Right? You could do that, Shirley. But my main thing that I wanted to show you guys, and guys, these are not my card ideas. I saw these somewhere and I thought, those are super cute. And I just came up with my own version of them. So, I mean, the Dudosaurus Rex was not mine. I did not come up with that. I saw it. I mean, I don't know. It was Walmart, Hallmark. I don't know. I look at cards everywhere I go. So I have no clue where I saw it. And I was just like, oh, that's cute. I'm going to have to do that. You call your grandbaby little dude. So now you can see on this card, this is just my basic card, and I put my text on there and did that. I didn't do anything to the heart here, but I did duplicate it because I was going to use it on the card. This is the image that I started with, and I'm just going to change this one to light purple, and I'm just going to get rid of that. Actually, I'm going to get that lightest purple. That's what I did. I got myself a really light purple that was along the same scales as this. Now, I didn't like him facing that way, so I did flip him horizontal and made him go in the other direction. And I knew that I wanted him to look like he was holding that heart. Send that to the front. I'm going to duplicate that just so I have an extra, and I'm going to duplicate him as well, just so I have something to work with in case I mess up. Because I still mess up, guys. So I knew that I wanted him to hold that. And if you look in here, he has a shadow layer. But I thought that shadow layer was just a little bit too heavy. It's cute and it makes it pop. But it was just a little bit too heavy for the card with those letterings. It just took away from it to me. You may like it that way. If you do, that's great and fine. But I also thought he was just a little squatty, so I unlocked him and I skewed him. Okay? Again, unlock and skew. And I'm just going to get them to fit in there. And then I took and I did my text and I curved it and then I ungrouped it to letters and then I moved the dude part around while I left the rest in its original curve. Okay? So I played around and manipulated my wording as well. But I was like, okay, what about if we do a foil line around him or a draw line? And I have that shadow layer. So I can take that shadow layer and I can change it to draw and get that outline. And that's what I did. Okay? Let me move that backwards. Arrange. I'm going to move that backwards. And I put his little heart in there, and then I ungrouped everything. Let me bring my little heart to the, that's the wrong one, to the front. And then I moved my draw line. I duplicated it, I brought it out, and I just hid the other one. So then I got everything all lined up, and I flattened it. And I brought my draw line back in there because that's the way we have to do it. And I lined it up and I went to attach and oops, it's going to draw right over the heart. So how can we fix that? So what I did is I grabbed my little trusty dinosaur here. I can grab that score line or that draw line and I changed it back to cut. Okay, and I have my heart set up. I'm going to arrange, I'm going to send that to the back. I have my heart set up where I want it and then I moved, oops, I forgot to unflatten that. I'm going to unflatten my card. I'm going to grab my heart and I'm going to grab my little duplicate and place it right on top. Okay. Then I'm going to select one and my dinosaur and I'm going to flatten those together. Oops, I didn't grab everything. Let me get that out of the way. I'm going to grab one heart right there and all of my little dinosaur pieces and I'm going to flatten. Okay, then I'm just going to slide it out of the way and I grab both of my hearts. That's okay, I've got an extra. So I'm just going to, while it's sitting there, bring that heart in, duplicate it because we're going to cut one. I'm just going to line it right up on top. Now I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to select those two pieces and we are going to unflatten everything first because it can't be flattened. I'm going to select it and then we're going to weld. Now I can change that to a draw and I've changed the shape of my draw line. So now when I put it together on my card, we're just going to pretend my writing is on there and I'm just going to flatten all of that together. Now I can bring my draw line right in there and it's going to go right around the heart instead of over it and I can attach it. Did that make sense? So you can change that if you have that shadow layer and you're adding pieces and flattening them together, you can go in and you can change that shadow layer to work with you. So that's how you can manipulate those lines when you're going to do something like that. So we went from this to this and I did change my line to a purple line. You can foil it. You can put any, you can do a lot of different things for those. Isn't that cool? So if you think about something long enough, you can figure it out. And of course, this one is not as nice as this one is. I did take my time and make sure that it was all lined up extremely perfect. And then I welded my layers together that needed to be. I flattened a set and welded a set. All right. If you have any questions, guys, please ask. It does not have to be on tonight's topic. If you need something to be shown something about Design Space, you're not understanding something. If you watch the learning videos and you still have a question about a tool or an action, something that needs to be discussed, let us know. This is where we come in and we show you guys on screen so that you understand it. Okay? Don't sit there and wonder. We want to make sure that you understand everything. All right, so now that we have shown you how you can manipulate some of your images and manipulate the shadow layers and change them to be other things other than a cut image, we're going to go over and we're going to put these little cards together. Yeah, here we are. So here's my little Dudosaurus Rex. Isn't he cute with his wiggly eyes? See, I changed it again. I changed that image up from having one eye to having two eyeballs. And then I pop dotted my second heart up on there. You can see my draw line around him. And I did that in a dark purple. And then I used that same pen inside. How cute. And then I forgot to tell you guys, in the file, I forgot to do it. I didn't change my background to black. I wanted black letters in my Valentine's on these, and I forgot to do it and didn't notice until after I printed it. So if you want to change the color of your letters, you can do that. That was the other manipulation. If you guys want me, let's just pop right over and show it really quick. That way everybody will know. So on that I used the All Mixed Up circle font. So you can go in and get your text. And I'm just going to type our favorite word, create. And I'm going to go and get the Cricut. And guys, I did this file with Cricut images. If you want to change out any of those, if you don't have access, you can change out everything and put your own elements in there. It's just a basic card. So here we have create, and you can see back there you have the, I'm just going to weld it. Once you have your word, you weld everything, then you can duplicate it. And then you can contour, and then you can hide all contours. Oops, I don't want to hide my circles, just the insides. So now I've got all my circles, and I can go in and I can make those black. I can come in here and make those the pink that I wanted. And then I can arrange, send that to the back. You can align, center, and then you can flatten that to your card, and it will give you that dark lettering or whatever color lettering you want. You may want green letters in there. I mean, whatever it is that you want. So you can go in and manipulate even a font. Okay? You have to weld it, but you can manipulate it. Okay? I didn't mean to leave that part out. I knew I would forget it. So you can see mine, I forgot to change my color. It was white, and I changed my mind and wanted to go with the dark, and I didn't do it. So, but here is my little, it's Valentine's Day on the front, and then when you open it up, we have our little wiggly donut on a wobble with his little legs. Do not forget you're amazing and waffly special. And love to pizzas. So these are my punny cards. I did do the XOXO in the pink gel pen so that you can write. You got room to write and put your Valentines on there. So let's pop these together real quick. I'm going to start with our Dudosaurus Rex base. We're just going to fold that in half. And use my bone folder and press that down. And then I did use a little bit of sparkle pen on the heart. Don't know if that's going to show up for you guys, but it's nice and glittery and sparkly. And I'm using Art Glitter glue. You can get that at artglitter.com or use whatever glue that you want, whatever you have. But these go together really quick, especially if you've got kids at home. You can print everything out and let them put them together. And then we're going to place this panel right up on top of that with a little bit of glue. They can do these with glue sticks, guys. Got our Dudosaurus Rex on there. And then I used a pop dot and placed it on the back of the heart. Take that release liner off. And then I just placed it right down on top of the other one just to pop it up, okay? And then I put some googly eyes. You can see he only has one eye. If I can grab hold of them, I get my sticky tool out. And then I just glued an eye down over that eyeball that he already had. And I really wanted to do 2 different size eyeballs, but I couldn't find my wobbly eyes. I was lucky to find these. And then I'm just going to put a dot down there so that I know about where I want the other one and drop it in there. Art Glitter glue dries clear and matte. How cute is he? Yes, and the fine tip. I don't need a fine tip with this one. This one is a very fine tip. And that's the one that I use because I clog up a tip so fast. I don't know how I do it. So that's that card. How quick was that? Quick and easy. Telling you the kids can do these. This one's a little more involved. Like I said, you have to have wobbles. These are the mini. I know, but these are mini. So if you're ordering these off of Amazon, scrapbook.com, wherever, there are links down below. These are the minis. If you get the big ones, they're going to be really big. Now, if you're doing bigger images, you're going to need the bigger ones. But just going to close that. And then we're just going to slide everything over here. And I'm going to start with my little donut. And my print and cut was off just a little bit. So if you run into that and you have a white edge around part of it, I had like a brown glitter marker. You can use a brown marker. I just put it on a piece of scrap paper and went around the edge of it and put some glitter on his legs. Done. Fixed. Problem solved. No need to recut. So we're going to start with our panel here. We're just going to glue it down over the other. This is where I always have trouble getting this on straight. Because, see, it doesn't want to slide for me. Art Glitter glue sticks really fast, guys. So you just want to get that on there. I had it where it has a border all the way around. It's close enough. And then we have our base. And the score line goes right through that. This was all intentional since it's a punny Valentine. And now we're going to place this base on there. And you could actually even make these smaller if you wanted to, and probably get more out of your print and cut area. Because they're Valentine's for kids, you know. So now we have that on there. And we're going to take our wobble and we're going to peel off of the flexible piece here. We're going to peel our release liner. And I'm just going to stick it right down in the middle and press it down good. And then, let's see, just going to lift off the release liner off the plastic back. And we're going to line up his little arms and legs and stick him right down. And we're just going to open the card up. Try not to tear his legs because they do go to the back. And that's so that he will pop and spring when you open it. Okay, should be like that. And then when you open the card, it should set him wiggling. Okay. Well, I didn't close it, did I? Make sure you got him in there right. There we go. There we go. Yay! So, super cute, super fun for the kids. They can pass those out to their friends. How quick and easy were those? Just a little bit of print and cut, and then a couple of little gluing areas. Gives them a little bit of something to do, and not messy. You can print out several of them. You could even do these on copy paper for their Valentines if they did them for the whole classroom. Even less expense. Okay, guys, does anybody have any questions? Let's see. What's going on, Donna? You having some design space issues? I cleared my cache and I still had some issues, guys, but I don't know. I think it was honestly the new canvas. I went over to the classic canvas and it stopped. So the only problem is if I'm on classic and it won't save, because I did run into that, it won't let me copy and paste to a new project. If you have that save issue and you're in the new canvas, you can copy and paste your images over and not lose your project. So is your Windows 10 in S mode, Donna? Have you checked that? If it's in S mode, but if it's in S mode, it won't load Design Space at all. Is that correct? I don't know. I don't have a Windows computer, so I'm not a Windows 10. I've never used 10. 7 was my favorite. Is it working, Shirley? They told me that it wasn't working. Only in the, let's try it. Let's pop over and try it. Okay, so here I am in the classic. If I want to take this guy and right click and copy, and I'm just going to go and I'm going to open up a new window. Here's my new window because I went to File at the top and then New Project. I can't paste. You can't do it in the classic. Cannot do it in the classic. It will not allow you. But now if you are in the new canvas, just going to save this real quick just so we can. If you go down to your settings and you go to the new canvas style, it's going to change everything over. Okay, there it is. And I'm going to bring up my second window. Copy. My new window is still in the classic. It didn't change it over. Still can't paste. So if I go in and oops, didn't want to do that. If I go in and I change that one to the new canvas, you have to be able to save. If your project isn't saved, then you can't get the window to switch. There we go. Now it allows it. You tried it with the command keys? Is that what you said? Okay, let's try that. Instead of with the mouse? Is that what you're saying? So let's go to Classic. Okay. And let me get that project up, and I'm just going to go File, New Window, New Project. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do Command C to copy it. And now I'm going to go into the new one, Command V. Nope, not mouse. Not working for me. Have to be in, according to Cricut, you have to be in the classic canvas. Let's try if I'm working in that one. Go to settings and put the new one in new. Will it work? Command C. Are you sure you're not in the new canvas? Yeah. Oh, it did. Okay. If you're in the classic, good. Yay, Shirley. Thank you. If you are in the classic canvas and it won't save, something new, Shirley has discovered something for us. If you're in the classic canvas and you can't get your project to save, you can copy it, open a new window in the new, and you can paste if you use your keyboard keys. No, it's all of them, Shirley. It's in there. It's not showing on the canvas yet, but it's in there. Let me save it and see if it'll open it. It says it's there. I'm on a Mac. It just did it for me. You can see I'm in the classic canvas here, and I copied it. And then I went over to and opened up one with a new canvas style, and it's saved. I'm just going to quit. And then I'm going to go to my projects. It's there. It's there. So that's awesome. There they are. Good deal. Yay, Shirley. Shirley gets a gold star. Awesome. So something new. I will do a short video clip and I will add that to the learning videos. So I'm going to make myself a note to add that. And we are going to credit Shirley with finding that little gem for us. Using keys. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, it has been an awesome improvement, Pat. It really has. I was like, that's great, but the new canvas is really hard on my eyes, and then I had this save issue, and I was like, oh great, now I've got to start over because it's not going to let me do that. Thankfully, I only had a few steps to redo, but had I known what Shirley just told us, I could have copied it, opened up a new canvas, pasted it in there, saved it, and then went back to the classic canvas. Awesome. Shirley, if you will message me, I have a prize for you for finding out that tidbit and sharing it with us. Shirley just earned herself a Cricut cutie. So yes, Shirley, please message me. I'm going to send you a Cricut cutie for that. All right, guys, does anybody have any other questions? Yeah, right, Donna, me too. That's awesome. You just taught a whole bunch of Cricut people something that they were telling us wouldn't work, and it did work. It may not work long, but it works now, so we're going to use it. We're going to use it as long as we have it. So that's awesome. See, we learn something new every day, and see, Shirley taught me something. I thought I knew all the ins and outs of Design Space, and I learned something new myself. Awesome. Yes, it is, Sue. Yes, it is. All right, guys, enjoy that file. Make some of those. And guys, don't forget, just because I made my dinosaur, my Dudosaurus Rex purple, doesn't mean you have to. Remember, he is not flattened. Well, he is a flattened image. He is not a print and cut image. I flattened him to make him a print and cut. So you can make yours any color you want him to be. I just used the color he came in as. You can make him teal. You can make him green. You can make him blue. Let's see some of those little Valentines. See what you guys do with that. You can put whatever you want in his little hands. Remember to use your shadow layer and add that second whatever you put in his hands and weld them to get your draw shape. So if you want to put a little Valentine mailbox in his hands and flatten it, then you could do that too. That would be cute. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Please give a thumbs up, a like, leave a comment down below. Thank you to all my moderators. You guys are awesome. Thank you to all of my Ko-fi and Patreon supporters. We couldn't do all this without you guys. You guys are awesome. And my YouTube memberships, you guys as well. And thank you again, Shirley, for teaching everybody something different tonight. You guys have a wonderful night.